Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Module 2. We are diving into prenatal and birth, which is a very exciting time. And I am here to walk you through everything that we will be doing in Module 2. So you are on the right track. The first thing to do is watch the introduction video as I will walk you through orally everything. And for my audio listeners and my visual listeners, I hope that this is a help. Okay, so our focus is in here. First, we're going to open up our readings of the week. We have one reading this week, which is prenatal and birth. You can see it is discussing defining genes and chromosomes, gametes, explain what determines chromosomal sex of the child, and so on. Then it gets into differentiating between genetic disorders and chromosomal abnormalities. Trisomy 21, differentiate between germinal, embryonic, and fetal periods of development. Describe the human development of the germinal, embryonic, and fetal periods. Describe a normal delivery and complications of pregnancy and deliveries. Predicting risks to prenatal development posed by exposure to teratogens. Interpreting APGAR scores, and discovering newborn problems. So that's really what you're going to be focusing on. So do make sure that you read this in great detail. This is where you're going to pull your key words for your reading graphic organizer number 2. All right, so as you can see, we also have some additional resources here. This is going to help you in discovering all of what Module 2 is about. So here are some additional videos that you may view at your leisure just to help you supplement the material. And there is one more. This is a PowerPoint lecture, not given by myself, but also a very good one. So if you want to click on the PowerPoint and listen to that video, there's also, there is also a transcript of everything that is said. So the transcript is really helpful. But if you are an auditory learner, I suggest listening to the video and maybe following along with the transcript. That might be helpful. You can use all of the materials for your reading graphic organizer, as well as your multimedia discussion and your module related assignment. All right, good job everybody for tackling the first reading graphic organizer in Module 1. We will be doing the same format for Module 2 and Module 3. So this week we are going to be doing the same thing. You need to read through the readings for the week and choose your key words, your vocabulary words for the week. As you know by now, our readings do not have the highlighted words, so it is up to you to find what you feel is the most important words for that particular chapter. You'll include the word here. You will define the word using your own words. You don't need to look up a definition. Just do the readings, and you can use the readings to help you with your definition, but it does not have to be a specifically scientific definition copied from your reading. And then just something, how are you going to remember the word? And I like this form of learning, if you will, because it helps you make a personal meaning. Maybe you've had experience with this particular key term, and you already will remember it because you have experienced that. Or maybe just the way the word is spelled reminds you of something else. There's all different strategies and ways that our brain files information. And this is never, there's no wrong answer here. It is simply how are you or why are you going to remember this word? And that is entirely up to you. Again, there's no wrong answer. So you're going to choose 20 words from the reading and fill them out here. And you will then answer the reflection questions. What is the process of conception? What is the purpose of development during the germinal, embryonic, and fetal periods? We went through it. That is in the reading directly. What are teratogens? When during pregnancy are they likely to occur? what is the difference between a genetic disorder and a chromosomal abnormality. So that will be found in our readings. And describe the birth process, including methods of childbirth, any complications during birth. And I like this one. How has this chapter changed your view of this process? Some of you may be parents. You may have gone through the birth process before and have had your own experiences. Some of you may have not ever experienced this whatsoever, so it was completely new. So again, there's no wrong answer here. Once you've completed your reading graphic organizer, you will submit that by Tuesday. And of course, all reading graphic organizers will be due Tuesday going forward. We have a multimedia discussion board this week. Your multimedia discussion is due on Thursday of the module, and your response posts to 2 peers are due by Sunday. There is no reminder in the course modules that remind you to make your posts to your peers by Sunday, but do make sure that you do it, but you have until Sunday to do so. After reviewing the course material on this module, conduct your own internet search. So you're going to be searching for additional resources on prenatal development and birth. Really, the sources are open. I ask that you stay away from anything such as Wikipedia because that is not a valid source. Anyone can jump onto Wikipedia and add information that is not scientifically backed. So do make sure that it is a credible source. It does not have to be a journal or a peer-reviewed article, but it should be from a credible source. So typically sources with that end in .org are credible, but that is not to say that some .coms are not credible. So use your judgment on where this information is coming from. Is it simply an opinion article? If that is the case, I would stay away. If it's an article that includes backed research or backed information by other credible sources, then you know that you are using a credible source. All right. In your discussion, address all 3 trimesters individually, including the following. So you're going to choose one article or video. If you want to include more than one, I am okay with that. If you find one that is related to each trimester and you prefer to do that, that would be fine, but please include at least one. You are wanting to discuss each trimester individually, so please discuss each trimester with your insight into that period, meaning what did you learn about the first trimester, second, and third? What did you learn about that trimester in terms of prenatal development and based on the resources? So you can include the text, you can include the additional resources provided in the course, and at least one additional source. Then choose one important topic for each individual trimester. So, for example, if you discuss trimester number 2, you would say in the second trimester and give me information that happens in the second trimester. And then you can say something that you, a mother really wants to focus on in the second trimester is health and nutrition. That is not to say that health and nutrition is not important in the first or third, but that is just what you're focusing on. And so give me some information there. Or for example, in the first trimester, these are the things that are happening. This is the embryonic stage. The mother needs to be very, very careful because it is a critical period. Therefore, teratogens can really impact development in the first trimester. And give me some examples of teratogens. So it doesn't have to be separate. It's just all of your information in trimester 1, 2, and 3, including what's happening at that time and one specific focus that a mother or a parent or anyone who is involved in the pregnancy should be thinking about. In the third trimester, what's happening then to baby, maybe to mom as well. And in the third trimester, mom should be considering her birth plan and explain that as well. These are just examples. You certainly can focus on anything. So again, possible topics that you want to include or discuss or explore: teratogens, prenatal nutrition, the importance of exercise during pregnancy, physical and emotional changes, creating a birth plan, or preparing for a new baby. These are just ideas to help you consider what you might discuss. Certainly could go outside of that. Please make sure you make your post to your peers by Sunday and respond with your initial post by Thursday. Then finally, we get to do our birth story. So for option number 1, you are going to be considering your own birth story for this. You have 2 options. You can interview somebody who knows all about your birth, possibly your birth mother or father, or somebody who was close to your birth mother or father during that time and could give you insight. So you'll be conducting a little bit of an interview. This can be done over the phone. This could be done over text. I've had students do that. This could be done over email, even Zoom, right? Or any sort of video call, FaceTime, anything like that. Find out more and write your personal birth story. This is very fun for those of you that want to take this route. Consider who you will have to talk to and consider speaking to more than one person. This should be somebody who remembers your birth and your prenatal development. You could also discuss if you are a mother or a father who has walked through the birth process of your own child. You could discuss your own child here as well. So you want to include details about your mother's pregnancy or your own pregnancy or your partner's pregnancy, as well as the delivery. It should be a written essay form and should be about 2 pages. Within your essay, you should include at least 5 terms or keywords from the module reading. So you might be talking about your mother's your mother's pregnancy, and you might say maybe your mother smoked while she was pregnant with you. You could use the term teratogen at that time and highlight that word because that is a key term from the reading. So while you're reporting on the birth experience and the prenatal development of you or your child, you want to weave in vocabulary words from the reading that help tie in your understanding of this chapter as related to your own process. Include a minimum of 5 terms or keywords from the reading. And please highlight these words or make them bold or italic so that I can easily pick them out within your paper. Consider using these terms within your interview questions. So you'll want to create interview questions for the person you are discussing. But keep in mind that these people may not be aware of what those words mean. And you will be responsible for teaching them what those vocabulary words mean. This is excellent for your own learning and retention of the material because when you are able to teach somebody else what you have learned, you retain it all the more. All right. You will submit a paper or an essay paper discussing in your first person, it can be a first person essay, your birth experience or the birth experience of your own child, and include the 5 terms within the submission. You do not need to submit any interview questions. Option 2, if you don't want to talk about your own birth or interview anybody, you can do a search on what the local birth experience is like at local hospital or delivery services. Visit hospital or delivery center websites for information on what the delivery experience is like. So things you would want to search for is, what do they offer pregnant women? Are there any pre or post labor classes for moms or dads or siblings? What options are available for childbirth? Do they allow midwives or doulas, or do they provide what kind of services do they provide? What are the costs for delivering at those particular places? And any other questions that you want to find out. When you go to these websites, there is all kinds of question and answers that you can find information on. There, I have searched them myself. So do search a couple local hospitals, maybe some labor and delivery services. This again will be a 2-page essay. It can be in first person. Describe what you learned about the hospital or birth center, and as with the above option 1, you want to incorporate at least 5 terms from the reading to help describe the local birth experience. So for example, if Banner Desert Maternity Centers allows the use of midwives in the delivery process, you would highlight midwife because that's discussed in the reading. Okay, everybody, my time is up. If you have any questions, email me through Canvas. Have a great week.